The numbers on the scale are not changing, you're not making the progress you wanted, your effort doesn't seem to be paying off. Trust me, I've been there. I really wish I could send this video to my younger self 15 years ago when I was getting started at the gym, because it's always good to learn from our mistakes, but if you can get away without making them, that's even better, right? I want to talk about a few mistakes I've made during my fitness journey and what I would have done instead. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Eleni, IFBB Bikini Pro and soon to be fitness coach. Let's get right into it with my number one mistake. And what I would have done is stop the dirty bulking. I was very skinny when I got started and I was trying to gain weight no matter what. So I was just eating junk food, really trying to force my weight to go up. But what happened is that I was constantly feeling awful, especially during my workout sessions. I remember having this feeling of throwing up often at the gym, and I thought it was normal because you see that on TV. Well, it's not normal for you to be feeling like this every single day. And I understand the desperation when we really want to put on weight or when we really want to lose weight to do those extreme things, going on a dirty bulk diet or going on an extreme low calorie diet, but this is not the way to do it. Trust me, this is going to backfire in the future or it's going to hinder your progress. I had a lot of issues with acne growing up. It started at a very early age. I was only 11 when I started having cystic acne, and that was something that I struggled with throughout a big part of my life, and dirty bulking was not making it any better. So I was in this trap of feeling horrible about myself, thinking that that was going to help me make progress faster. Now, I don't think we need to put ourselves through this phase where we just hate our bodies and just hate ourselves and just feel awful so we can achieve a goal in the future. I think there are way more sustainable ways to go about it, through quality foods, through healthier foods. Even if you're trying to hit a high calorie goal, like in my case, I was trying to gain weight, I think you can still do that with high calorie, but also higher quality foods that are also nutrient dense. For example, today what I would have done, given that I was in college, I didn't have time for meal prepping or putting too much thought or time into my meals, I would have sticked with shakes. I think that protein shakes, or if you don't want to do protein, just fruit shakes with vegetables and something that can add a lot of calorie, like bananas, something more high calorie, is the best way to go about putting calories into your body without causing any damage. The same goes for times when I was trying to lose weight quickly, let's say for a competition in bodybuilding. There were times where I tried to go on a very low calorie diet, trying to achieve those numbers quickly. That's something that I would not do nowadays. I would rather pull out of a competition than put my body through that again, because what happens is that causes metabolism adaptation and then you have to go through a reverse diet period. Trust me, it's not fun. So whether I'm trying to bulk or I'm trying to cut, I would do that through high quality foods as much as possible. I'm a sucker for cheat meals, so I always have my cheat days, my cheat meals, unless I'm going through a prepping for a competition. But what I mean is eat mostly high quality foods so you can feel good about yourself, you can feel good about your body, and you can make those lean gains, because what happened to me is that I gained a lot of body fat. That's not what you want. That's not necessary for muscle growth. You just need to be eating a good amount of calories and prioritizing your lifts and your well-being. The second thing I would tell myself to do is listen to your body red flags. And this is very much linked to the first point, because for many years during my fitness journey, I would consume a lot of whey protein, and I would see that caused me to have lower energy levels. My skin would break out more when I was consuming whey protein, and yet I thought that was the way to do it because everybody does it. Everybody that's trying to build muscle takes whey protein. So I thought that was the correct thing to do, and I disregarded all the red flags from my body. As I got older, I started paying more attention to how my body feels. Like I said, I struggled a lot with acne. My acne wasn't a case of stop eating chocolate, stop eating nuts, like people would suggest. It was way more complex than that. And it wasn't just a case of stop eating junk food, just eat healthy, because I've done that. I ate what I thought was healthy. And it was only when I started paying more attention to my body that I saw many improvements without hindering my muscle gain. I was able to be less inflamed all the time, so my skin got better, my recovery got better. I'm not as sore as before. Before, I was constantly sore, and again, I thought it was normal because that's what working out is like, and I wouldn't pay attention to what my body was trying to tell me. So for me, what worked best was to let go of animal foods. So I stopped eating meat. I'm vegan now. I have been vegan for over 5 years now. Dairy was the first thing that I cut off because there was a very clear correlation of dairy and my acne. I cut out dairy and I still didn't see my acne completely clear out. I've tried a lot of those medications out there. Nothing ever worked. It was only when I switched to a totally plant-based diet that my skin finally got better, and then from there I was able to exclude very specific things that didn't work for me. One of them was soy. Most people are fine with soy, but I was not, because our bodies are very different. They will react in different ways to different foods. So I think it's about listening to our bodies and understanding what's best for us. I don't think acne is all aesthetic like people think. I think it's a sign from our body that something is wrong in the inside, that there's something causing inflammation. It's important for you to not just dismiss these signs and try to do something about it. Try to find foods that work better for us. And like I said, something that works for one person will not work for you. Just because somebody is gluten intolerant, that doesn't mean that you have to cut out gluten. And the opposite is also true. It's about finding the foods that are better for you. Number 3 that I wanted to tell my younger self is train for your goals, not trends. Along my fitness journey, I was trying to gain weight, but at the same time, I was doing extreme cardio sessions for some time because I saw that on social media and thought it was cool. Then one trainer at my gym pulled me aside and said, "Hey, what's your goal here exactly?" Then I told him I want to gain weight, and that's when he asked me, "Then why are you doing those high intensity training classes? Why are you doing all those cardio classes?" And that's when I started thinking, yeah, it doesn't quite make sense. And to be fair, I didn't even enjoy those classes. I was just doing it because it seemed like that was the athletic people did and I wanted their bodies. So I did the same thing, trying to achieve their bodies. But again, our bodies are different. Our goals should be different. Our strategies should be different. And that's the biggest problem with buying plans that you see on the internet, where sometimes these coaches don't have your best interest in mind, so they just copy and paste a template and send to you and have you do the same exercise routine as everybody else, eat the same foods as everybody else. That doesn't work. Now that I'm older, I'm very specific about my goals. So my goal is to gain muscle, but I also want to be feeling good about myself and not gain an excessive amount of fat. So I just try to prioritize hitting a certain amount of calories but not overdoing it, and going to the gym 4 times a week because that's what my plan is. That's what works best for me to fit into my lifestyle. As I'm getting older, I also feel the need to work more on my flexibility and my mobility because those things prevent injuries. Not many people talk about those, but those are important if you're able to fit into your routine at the gym. I also do yoga to improve my flexibility and mobility, and also try to tailor your plan so you include things that you like. Like I said, you don't have to be going to the gym just because the influencers out there are going to the gym. If you don't like it, there's so many other forms of exercise out there. Choose the one that fits you better, the one that you enjoy. If you enjoy running, do running. If you enjoy dancing, do dancing. There are so many ways of exercising. You just have to think about your goals and think about what's best for you. Number 4 of what I would do is to prioritize recovery over intensity. I feel like that's something that's so easy to get lost in. When we are so eager to see progress, we totally forget about our lifestyle and our limits. Because we do more than workout, we do more than do cardio. We are so much more than that. So we need to take that into account as well, so we can prioritize our recovery over just going to the gym, even when you're tired, even when you're extremely sore, again and again and again. That's how you burn out. That's how you end up quitting. Or if you don't mentally quit, your body eventually is going to quit for you by getting an injury and not being able to go to the gym anymore, do cardio anymore. Be smart about that. Prioritize your recovery. If you are having a hard time fitting the gym schedule into your work schedule, try to reduce your workout schedule so it can fit better your life, so you can still get that rest that your body needs. When I was in college, that was something that was really hard to do, but eventually I think I kind of learned how to deal with that by being flexible. There were weeks where I could only go to the gym once. In the beginning, I would beat myself down a lot, but hey, going once to the gym is better than not going at all. You're making progress even if you are not going to the gym as often as you see somebody on the internet. If you just keep forcing your body to go through these extreme routines without giving your body time to rest, you soon backfire. So once you start getting into that trap of thinking that more is better, regroup with yourself, come up with a new strategy that fits your life better. Set goals that are realistic to you, and if you overpass those goals, then you're gonna feel good about yourself. But if you keep failing the goals that you have set for you, eventually that's going to lead to a mental burnout, and eventually you're going to want to quit. Be smart about this strategy. Make sure that your routine is allowing yourself time to rest and recover from your lifts, from your workouts, from your cardio. Work smart and not hard. And the fifth thing that I would tell myself is to track your bio data and not just the scale. And what I mean with that is that instead of just focusing on numbers, pay attention to how you feel, how your body feels. Are you feeling like your body has been more inflamed? Are you feeling like you're having trouble sleeping? How is your digestion? Things like that mean a lot, and it's important data for you to be able to strategize your routine better. I'm a person that I was getting so stuck on numbers. It was a mental burden, I'll tell you. Those numbers meant nothing, because let's say you're trying to do a body recomposition where you're trying to gain muscle and lose weight, and you're just looking at the scale and you see the numbers going up. You don't know what that actually means, because you could be actually gaining muscle as you're losing fat. So now, to me, another important way of tracking that works for me is just to track my progress photos instead of just being focused on the numbers on the scale, because that's the best way you can see your progress side by side, and you can get motivated by it, and you can understand when you made the most progress or when you didn't make the progress you wanted, what you were doing, how you can adjust it. But yeah, don't be too stuck on the numbers. Also pay attention to things that are more subjective, how you feel, how you've been doing, how you feel when you eat certain foods, about how you feel when you have a certain workout routine. All those things matter a lot. Also, if that workout routine is causing you extreme stress, you probably want to readjust with exercises that you like better, maybe decrease the frequency of the exercises. Stress is such a huge component in making progress. If you're constantly stressed out, that's going to mess with your hormones and you're not going to see the results you want. Again, work smart, not hard. Check with your body how you feel, make changes when needed, be flexible. After all, you're not just doing this for aesthetics, right? Aesthetics is a great motivator, but you also want to be healthier, you also want to be looking your best, and looking your best is very much linked to how healthy you are. In my opinion, do these regular check-ins where you ask yourself how you're feeling and how you can adjust your schedule if you need to. I really wish I could send this video to my younger self 15 years ago. That would have saved me so much trouble. But what about you? What are things that you've learned along your fitness journey? What would you have done differently? Did you relate to any of the points I brought up here? Let me know in the comments. I'm obviously super new here on YouTube, so I'm super open to feedback as long as it's constructive. Let me know what you want to see here next, and see you next week.